Hello and welcome to this week's Premier League preview. Before we get into it, just going to mention that Friday the 15th of March is the St Paddy's weekend and also Grand Prix weekend. There's going to be just full on down here. We're going to have a big breakfast, traditional British style, British UK style. Grand Prix will be on all during the day, then EPL at night, probably be some footy on as well. So get down here. It starts Friday the 15th of March and goes all the way through till Sunday evening. It's going to be really big. But now onto the football. Fulham play Chelsea first up this weekend. Fulham are in reasonable form. They've had some good results recently, mainly thanks to Dimitar Berbatov, who's just bossing it about up front for them. That Fulham-Chelsea is one of the 3 midnight kickoffs we have this round. We've got Fulham-Chelsea, Man City Wigan and West Ham Man United. So Chelsea fans come down to Sherlock and it's going to be pretty packed in here. It'll be a good night. Chelsea scraped past West Brom last weekend. Very lucky with the 1-0 win. Manager Rafa Benitez has incited the fans by saying all kinds of stuff, just annoying them basically. That being said, they should go to Fulham just nearby in West London. That'll be 2-1. Then again at midnight that night we have Man City playing Wigan in Manchester. City were pretty lucky with a 1-0 win over the lowly Aston Villa last weekend, whereas Wigan is still struggling. But Man City, they will continue to fight on, unlike the Australian cricket team, and they should win 2-0. West Ham host Man United in our third early kick-off this weekend. Big match this, traditional rivals for a long time going back. The fans don't really like each other very much. West Ham have the impressive and imperious Jussi Jääskeläinen in goals. He has made the most saves of any goalkeeper in the Premier League this season. And he was very keen in their win at Stoke last week, which was only their 3rd away win of the season. They've now scored 9 away goals. So, well done them. They host United, who are out of Europe, very controversially knocked out by Real Madrid in the Champions League. Nani was sent off for a very dubious red card, which led to 2 very quick Real Madrid goals, which kicked him out. Ryan Giggs, the evergreen Ryan Giggs, marked his 1000th senior appearance between both Man United and Welsh football. So well done to him. And with United knocked out, Fergie's probably going to stay for another year. He needs to win another Champions League before he retires. United, though, I'm expecting them to be very tired after all of their football they've had to watch in the last couple of weeks, and they'll probably be lucky to get a 1-1 draw. Norwich play Southampton at 2 AM that morning. The Canaries doing a bit better. They were thumped last week at Man United, but for a team in their state, you can expect a great deal more. Southampton, on the other hand, were beaten at home by QPR, of all people, which is pretty embarrassing for them. That being said, they should do just enough to get a point. That'll be 1-1. QPR host Sunderland next, and well, as we just said, that was a fantastic result for them. Winning 2-1 down at St Mary's against Southampton, fantastic for them. They had just 4 points from safety. Can Harry Redknapp do it this season? Possibly. They host Sunderland, and I would get behind them and they'll win 1-0. Reading host Aston Villa later on that night. Can't say too much about those sides because, well, Reading got beaten, Villa got beaten. Villa did compete against City, which was good to see, however, both sides are not really fascinating to watch. Fabian Delph has picked up 10 yellow cards this season for Villa, which means he'll be suspended. It's one of their key players. He's come out in the press and said, I need to behave, which, yes, you do. That being said, they'll go away and they'll win 1-0, which will be very key for them. West Brom hosts Swansea later that night. West Brom and Swansea are 2 of the most entertaining mid-table sides to watch in the Premier League. They both play good, solid attacking football. They flow, they score some goals. And they're both sitting alright. Swansea doing well, West Brom doing alright as well. Unlucky against Chelsea last week. Swansea, they squeezed a point out against Newcastle in the previous round, which was good for them. And I'm going to back a 2-2 draw here. There'll be goals in that one. Then Newcastle host Stoke. This is again later that evening. Stoke cannot play away. Last week it seems they couldn't play at home. Held out by West Ham. And it's probably going to be another mid-table season for Stoke, which is nearly 5-6 in a row, which would be kind of boring if you're a fan of them. Newcastle have got 30 points. Is that enough for them to be safe? They're just below the halfway point of the table. You would hope so for their sake. They'll play Stoke and that'll be a 2-0 win. Liverpool host Tottenham next, which is going to be a massive clash, arguably one of the biggest of the round. Liverpool are in brilliant form. They beat Swansea 5-0 and then they had a 4-0 win last week, which was fantastic for their stead. They're on a roll. They've moved up to 7th on the table, and for Brendan Rodgers, it's starting to look like a much better season. Obviously, it's not going to be Champions League quality, but they have finished in the top half, which is good for the current Liverpool side. Tottenham, on the other hand, had a big win, 2-1 over Arsenal in the North London derby. It was fantastic for them. Gareth Bale scored, Aaron Lennon scored, and they looked a bit shaky toward the end when Arsenal pulled one back, but they held firm, which was very good for them. Gareth Bale is possibly in his best ever form. You could argue, form-wise, he could be in the top 3 players, and Messi and Ronaldo right now. It's a big call, but he's doing very well. And a major part of this is Andre Villas-Boas, who is just the perfect manager for Tottenham at the moment. The dressing room is happy, the backroom staff are happy, and the fans are happy. It's all going well. He's got them playing a very nice compact style, and they're getting results, they're getting wins, and they're going to push for second this season, I feel. Spurs are 375 to go to Liverpool and get a win, which is a big result considering Liverpool's recent form, but I would back that. That is Shane's tip of the week. 375, back Tottenham, and they will win 2 goals to 1. And our last match of the round sees Arsenal versus Everton. The embattled Arsenal, they are really struggling. Following the Everton game, they got a big Champions League tie away in Munich, which they're already down by a few goals, and many would say maybe they've already given up and they've already lost that. I don't know. The league surely will become their new focus. Going to be another trophy this season, unless a miracle happens over in Germany. Everton, on the other hand, had a good 3-1 win over Reading last week, doing quite well, pushing up the table just above cross-town rivals Liverpool, which will be massive for them to finish above if they're on this season. And I'm going to tip a 1-1 draw. So that's us for another week. We can guarantee Chelsea will be on at midnight in here, and then Newcastle will follow straight along. So fans, come down, have a look, have a drink. The Tetley's is on tap, and it is absolutely brilliant. Until next week.